The Princess and the Jester. Once upon a time, a king, a queen, and a princess lived in a big castle in a beautiful valley. But a scary giant lived in a cave nearby. One day, Princess Minnie decided to visit her very best friend, Princess Clarabelle, who lived in the next kingdom. The king's two bravest knights, Sir Donald and Sir Goofy, would go with the Princess Minnie to keep her safe. On the day before Princess Minnie's journey, the jester was doing tricks to amuse the royal family. "Your Majesty, oops," said Mickey as he slipped on a banana peel. The kings laughed. Next, Mickey made a bouquet of flowers magically appear. Everybody clapped. Then Mickey shyly asked the king, "May I keep Princess Minnie safe on her journey?" "Ha ha ha," laughed the king. "You jester, how can you keep her safe?" "Well then, sire, may I go along to keep Princess Minnie amused?" Mickey asked. The princess smiled at Mickey and he was filled with joy. The jester was deeply in love with the princess. "Minnie," asked the king, "do you wish it?" "Oh yes, father," said the princess, for she was secretly in love with Mickey. The next day Princess Minnie, Sir Donald, Sir Goofy, and the jester set off. They kept very quiet when they passed the giant's cave. Luckily, he was fast asleep. When the royal party got to the next kingdom, Princess Clarabelle rushed out to meet them. "Minnie!" exclaimed Princess Clarabelle. The two princesses hugged each other and laughed. The Princess Clarabelle said to the two knights and the jester, "Welcome, everyone. I hope you will have a good time in my kingdom." Princess Clarabelle's lady-in-waiting, Lady Daisy, smiled at Sir Donald. Sir Donald kissed her hand and off they went for a walk. Sir Horace, Princess Clarabelle's bravest knight, whispered to Sir Goofy, "Come help me work on my newest secret weapon." Mickey stayed behind with the two princesses and entertained them. Several days later, it was time to leave. The two princesses sadly said goodbye. Lady Daisy asked Sir Donald to write to her. Sir Horace insisted that Sir Goofy take his secret weapon to show the king. Unfortunately, when they reached the cave, the giant was awake and standing in the road. Sir Donald bravely threw his spear at the giant, but the giant caught it and broke it in half. "Time for Sir Horace's secret weapon," Sir Goofy said. The secret weapon was the giant slingshot. The giant slingshot could send boulders flying through the air. But instead of a boulder, Goofy accidentally sent himself flying through the air, and the giant batted Goofy aside as if he were a fly. "Will we be able to get home?" sighed Princess Minnie. "Don't worry, we'll think of something," Mickey answered. They all sat down and tried to think of something else to do. The giant sat down too. Mickey rested his chin on his fist. The giant rested his chin on his fist. Mickey scratched his head. The giant scratched his head. Mickey whispered to Princess Minnie, "I have an idea. Wait here." Mickey stood up. The giant stood up. Mickey shook his head from side to side. The giant shook his head from side to side. Mickey tiptoed in a circle with his arms over his head like a ballerina. The giant did the same. Whatever Mickey did, the giant did it too. The game with the giant continued. Mickey hopped this way. The giant hopped this way. Mickey skipped that way. The giant skipped that way. Then Mickey hopped and skipped into the giant's cave, and the giant hopped and skipped right behind him. When Mickey and the giant were out of sight, the others hurried on and made their way home. But where was Mickey? Days went by with no sign of him. Princess Minnie was so sad that she told her parents about her love for the jester. The queen said the jester was very brave. If he returns, you and he may marry. "Thank you, mother," cried Princess Minnie. Just then a booming sound was heard in the distance. Everyone rushed out onto the balcony. The booming grew louder and clearer. "Hiya! Hiya! Hello! Hello!" The royal family stared in disbelief as the happy giant appeared before them, with Mickey sitting on his shoulder. The giant gently put Mickey down on the ground. Princess Minnie ran to him and sighed, "Oh, Mickey, I'm so glad you're safe." "Gee, Princess," sighed Mickey right back. Will you? He started to ask. "Yes, I will marry you," cried Princess Minnie before the jester could even finish asking his question. Then the king commanded, "Kneel, jester." "Yes, your majesty," Mickey said. "For acts of bravery and tricks of magic, I dub thee Sir Mickey." "Arise," the king said. "Oh, Mickey, I mean Sir Mickey," exclaimed Princess Minnie. The joyful couple hugged each other and began to plan for their wedding. They would invite friends from every kingdom, and no one would be afraid to come, because never again would anybody be afraid of the jolly giant.